Did you know that several countries around the world have tried to emulate India's unique blend of cultural richness, economic ambition, and global influence, only to stumble and fall into chaos? From ambitious economic reforms to chasing India's tech and cultural clout, these nations aimed high but ended up in shambles. In this video, we're counting down 8 countries that tried to be the next India, but faced epic failures. Stick around until the end because number 1 will absolutely shock you. If you're Indian or just love learning about global stories, hit that subscribe button and let's dive into this wild ride. Starting our countdown at number 8 is Sri Lanka, a nation that once dreamed of mirroring India's economic and cultural rise. In the early 2010s, Sri Lanka aimed to become a South Asian hub for trade and tourism, much like India's bustling ports and vibrant cultural exports. The government poured billions into infrastructure, like the Hambantota port, hoping to rival India's maritime influence. But by 2022, mismanagement and heavy borrowing, especially from China, led to a catastrophic economic crisis. Inflation soared to 70%, and fuel shortages left citizens stranded. In 2025, despite some recovery efforts, Sri Lanka's GDP growth remained sluggish at 2.1%, with debt restructuring talks still dragging on, according to the World Bank. The lesson? Ambitious projects need sustainable planning, not just dreams of being the next India. At number 7, we have Pakistan, India's neighbor with a complicated history of trying to match its rival's global stature. Pakistan has long aimed to compete with India's economic growth and cultural influence, particularly through its media and textile industries. In the early 2000s, Pakistan pushed for a Made in Pakistan campaign to rival India's manufacturing boom. But political instability and security issues derailed these plans. By 2025, Pakistan's economy is teetering, with a trade deficit of $30 billion, largely due to reliance on imports, as reported by the New York Times. Tensions with India, including the 2025 Kashmir conflict, further strained resources, with Pakistan's military spending eating up 4% of GDP. Trying to keep up with India's economic and diplomatic clout has left Pakistan struggling to stabilize its own backyard. Coming in at number 6 is Bangladesh, a country that once looked to India's garment industry and digital revolution for inspiration. In the 2010s, Bangladesh aimed to become a tech and textile powerhouse, modeling itself after India's IT hubs like Bangalore. But weak infrastructure and political unrest have held it back. By 2025, Bangladesh's garment exports, while still strong, face stiff competition from Vietnam, and its digital economy lags due to low internet penetration, only 39% compared to India's 52%, per recent UNDP data. Political turmoil, including protests over election transparency in early 2025, has further dented investor confidence. Bangladesh's attempt to replicate India's tech-driven growth stumbled due to a lack of robust systems and governance. At number 5, Nigeria dreamed of being Africa's answer to India's economic miracle. With a young population and vast natural resources, Nigeria aimed to emulate India's IT and film industries, dubbing itself Nollywood to rival Bollywood. In the 2010s, Nigeria invested heavily in tech hubs, hoping to mirror India's startup ecosystem. But corruption and inconsistent policies have crippled progress. In 2025, Nigeria's economy faces 32% inflation, and oil dependency continues to choke diversification, according to the World Bank. The tech sector, while growing, struggles with unreliable power and internet access. Nigeria's bid to be the next India faltered under the weight of systemic issues, proving that ambition alone isn't enough. Indonesia takes the number 4 spot, with its sights set on India's manufacturing and digital success. In the mid-2010s, Indonesia launched its Making Indonesia 4.0 initiative, aiming to become a global manufacturing hub like India's Make in India campaign. But bureaucratic red tape and inadequate infrastructure have slowed progress. By 2025, Indonesia's manufacturing sector contributes only 19% to GDP, far below India's 25% target, per World Bank data. The digital economy, while promising, is hampered by low digital literacy and uneven internet access. Indonesia's attempt to chase India's industrial and tech prowess has been bogged down by execution challenges, leaving its ambitions unfulfilled. At number 3, Vietnam aimed to replicate India's success as a global manufacturing and IT outsourcing destination. In the early 2020s, Vietnam attracted tech giants like Samsung, hoping to become Asia's next tech hub. But labor shortages and rising wages have eroded its edge. In 2025, Vietnam's export growth slowed to 6%, compared to India's 8.2%, according to the World Bank. Over-reliance on Chinese supply chains and limited investment in education have also stunted its IT sector. Vietnam's dream of matching India's diverse economic model has crumbled under the pressure of global competition and internal limitations. The Philippines grabs the number 2 spot, with ambitions to mirror India's BPO business process outsourcing and tourism sectors. In the 2000s, the Philippines positioned itself as a call center hub, inspired by India's IT BPO boom. But inconsistent policies and natural disasters have disrupted growth. In 2025, the Philippines' BPO sector faces challenges from AI automation, reducing demand for low-skill jobs, while tourism struggles with infrastructure gaps. The Asian Development Bank reports that the Philippines' GDP growth is projected at 6.2%, trailing India's 7%. The country's attempt to emulate India's service-driven economy has been undermined by a lack of resilience and innovation. Despite strong English proficiency and a young workforce, the country struggles to climb the value chain. Unless structural reforms are fast-tracked, the Philippines risks falling further behind in Asia's competitive service economy. And now, the number 1 country that tried to be the next India, but ended up in shambles, Myanmar. This one might shock you. Myanmar aimed to follow India's path by leveraging its young workforce and cultural heritage to boost tourism and manufacturing. In the 2010s, Myanmar opened up its economy, hoping to attract foreign investment like India did post-1991 reforms. But the 2021 military coup plunged the country into chaos. By 2025, Myanmar's economy has contracted by 10% since the coup, with 40% of its population in poverty, according to UNDP reports. Violence and political instability have scared off investors, and the dream of becoming a cultural and economic powerhouse like India lies in ruins. Myanmar's collapse is a stark reminder that political stability is crucial for any nation chasing India's success. From Myanmar's tragic downfall to Sri Lanka's economic missteps, these 8 countries show that trying to be the next India is no easy feat. India's unique blend of culture, innovation, and resilience is tough to replicate. If you were surprised by our number 1 pick or learned something new, drop a comment below and let us know. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more global insights. If you're Indian, show some love and hit that subscribe button. See you in the next video.